Things have gotten to a point in New York that numerous subreddits have popped up to follow the combination of music and true crime that the drill scene provides. One subreddit in particular focused on the Bronx drill scene has dubbed the borough Bronxganistan, drawing a comparison to a Middle Eastern conflict zone like Afghanistan, following a trend set by Chicago, which since the early drill scene has been given the nickname Chirac, this of course being a mixture of Chicago and Iraq. The popular subreddit focused on the Chicago drill scene, thus getting its name Chiracology. In the midst of this landscape, new young drill artists like Osama, born David Deshawn Reyes, have emerged. Was one of 6 siblings, and 2 of his brothers are also rappers, rapping under the names J-Star Baller and Notti Osama. The brothers were very close, particularly and Notti, who were born only 14 months apart. And after David's brother adopted the name Notti Osama, people began calling David Osama.
You know, I see the name. You know, where did that come from? Your brother got Notti Osama, you Osama.
He just said it.
Yeah.
My name gonna be Notti Osama. So yeah, that's my name too. You talking about? It's my name too. Like my name's Osama. We big old, so we Osama.
Their mother worked in real estate whilst the children's father was absent, and while Didi and Notti didn't grow up in the Bronx, they were located very close by, just across the Harlem River from South Bronx, in the Harlem neighborhood of Sugar Hill, like on the 149th Street where Notti and Didi can be seen in one of their music videos. Sugar Hill is a neighborhood with a deep African-American history, known for being a cultural and intellectual hub during the Harlem Renaissance of the early 20th century, which attracted prominent African-American figures like the academic W.E.B. Webb Du Bois, pianist and composer Duke Ellington, and lawyer Thurgood Marshall, who made significant contributions to art, literature, and politics, as well as becoming the Supreme Court's first African-American justice. Thus, Sugar Hill became a symbol of black achievement and success, reflected in its name, which suggested a sweet and prosperous life. Nowadays, Sugar Hill is also a gang name that members from the neighborhood use, whilst also repping OY, or the Original Young'uns, a gang founded in Sugar Hill in the mid-2000s. Rap was always a big part of the brothers' lives, particularly Notti's, who actually begun rapping first, dropping his debut track in 2019 when he was only 11 years old. His old tracks are still available on SoundCloud, and in them you can tell that Notti was still new to rapping. Not long after Notti begun rapping, both brothers would also hop off the porch and get active in the streets. In fact, Didi and Notti both reportedly followed in their older brother J-Star Baller's footsteps and begun repping the OY gang of their area. In a later interview, Didi would explain how his brothers influenced him to rap.
My brothers, I live my heart, Notti, my turn, my soul.
Yeah, he's your younger brother, right?
Yeah, my younger brother.
Gotcha.
My heart, and J-Star, really.
Right.
Sweet,
So he started rapping before you, or you started rapping?
Yeah, Notti and J-Star started rapping before me.
Old videos circulate on places like Reddit, where their big brother films young Didi and Notti throwing up gang signs associated with the Mac Baller Gang, which is a Bronx-orientated, blood-affiliated gang set started in the early 2000s, which is nowadays one of the most common gangs that people rep in New York, including some members of the OYs.
Yo, you know we got the little gang on here. Yeah. Yo, what's that? What's that, little homie? What you talking about? What that mean?
The OYs were formed after the splitting of a bigger gang called the Young Gunners, or YGs. The YGs were allegedly formed by a man named Jew Heth, real name Jutha Perez, together with some other original members in the mid-2000s. According to some sources, the gang first began operating in the Mott Haven houses, one of the many public housing projects in the Mott Haven neighborhood in the South Bronx. Also in the Patterson Houses projects, which are located in Mott Haven, Patterson being one of the largest public housing projects in New York City. Other sets would then follow in other projects in the Bronx, such as the River Park Towers, and eventually also in Sugar Hill in Harlem, where they would call themselves the YGFS, or Young Gunners from Sugar Hill. But due to some internal politics, Sugar Hill stopped claiming the gang and formed a new gang called Original Young Gunners, or OYGs for short. This was later shortened to the Original Young'uns, or OYs for short. Sugar Hill, or the OYs, have beef all over the city, with gangs like K-Flock's Sevside, DThang's River Park Towers, and many more. But some of their most violent feuds are with the sets claiming YGs from the Bronx, like RPT and Mott Haven, also known as the Have, or 43rd. This beef is the OY's oldest, and began when they separated themselves from the YGs. Some fans have even speculated that this beef is older than most of the rappers currently involved in it. An example of YG's and OY's beef turning deadly is the death of Woo Lotti from Mott Haven, who was a good friend of DThang. Allegedly, Woo Lotti was lurking for ops in Sugar Hill with a couple of other YGs, including a very popular rapper, Char Char, when suddenly a car full of OYs from Sugar Hill pulled up, and inside that car was allegedly members that went by the names Dolo Kev, OY Rundown, Sugar Hill Smokey, and Run It Up AT. The men hopped out and begun chasing Woo Lotti and his friends. Woo then allegedly tragically tripped and was then beaten and stabbed, which ultimately took his life. The attackers actually filmed themselves chasing Woo, with the video even showing them catching him on the ground and beginning to beat him.
Stop running, Woo Lotti! Come here, Woo!
Woo's death is probably one of the most mentioned deaths in the New York drill scene because he was so beloved by the YGs, as well as being really hated by his enemies. Notti was actually one of the many rappers who dissed Woo Lotti and Char Char for being present that day, particularly in his song Deadly, where he raps the truly brutal bars going at Char Char and referencing the Lotti murder. This death, along with the disses that came with it, would be a major part of the beef in the months that followed, and a lot of Sugar Hill's other beefs were also started in recent years, most of these being seemingly over petty stuff, such as Sugar Hill's beef with Sevside, as initially these two gangs were cool, with E.Baby, Sugar Hill's biggest rapper at the time, often chilling with K-Flock himself. But after E-Dot went live with Sevside's ops, a member called Lotti from RPT, Sevside would begin dissing him.
Yo, ready for War Part 2 out now? I'm promoting. What you talking about? I told you this. Yo, bro, nah, what the? This 300 views. Yo, a lot of you don't.
DThang's Facebook post from the next day would show that he too clearly wasn't happy with his RPT friend hanging with a Sugar Hill member. The OYs and Sevside kept dissing each other, and it all escalated into K-Flock famously killing Waska from Sugar Hill. Another Sugar Hill beef that needlessly began recently was their beef with a gang called the OGs. Another gang started in the early to mid 2000s, allegedly by a man called Melly Mel Baller, this gang being another split off from the YGs who hail from the large projects in the Bronx, like the Melrose Houses, Jackson Houses, and Morrisana Air Rights, also known as the Vietnam Projects due to its violent reputation. In 2020, the OYs linked up with the OGs, forming an alliance called the OYOGs. The alliance appeared strong, and the OYOGs rappers like Char Char and Osama completely dominated the New York drill scene in 2022 after K-Flock got locked up for the murder of Waska. With their music videos gathering millions of views, the OYOGs alliance led to more beef for Sugar Hill. Char Char, the OG's biggest rapper, would have a falling out with his ex-manager Big KVH, but despite the fallout, KVH would allegedly post a video pretending to still be managing Char. This naturally annoyed Char, who then went live dissing him.
Anybody is familiar with him, you feel me? Then is doing $1 million every week. He signed to me. You feel me?
How you on live lying?
You feel me?
So I'm gonna just let it keep playing so all the gonna see it.
I got one of the biggest artists right now signed to me. You feel me? Coming out of New York City. His name is Shot EK. If anybody is familiar with him, you feel me? Is doing $1 million every week. He signed to me. You feel me? You feel me?
That shit dirty, gang. It's over for
I
him.
got one of the
Ain't gonna lie, bro. A lot of niggas doing funny shit. Y'all not lining up. You're not doing nothing. I don't want to get, I'm saying, laughing, texting me, none of that. My mans. A lot of my mans not doing nothing. Gangster. I'm Jack K. What am I dead? My body. See me, be on that. Every time I see now, I'm on. I don't care. I'm your little bro.
This beef would then broaden to also involve artists that KVH still managed, such as Brooklyn-based rap group 41, with rappers like Kyle Rich, who would take it to Instagram dissing Char, saying Char's old manager paid for all of his hits. D-Bills, another 41 affiliate, would then drop a track called OG's K alongside the rapper Blockwork. This song, being called OG's K, was a diss not just to Char, but the whole gang. In it, D-Blitz would call Char K a and claim that he doesn't have any money, while Blockwork would use his verse to claim that he's OG's K, meaning an OG's killer. This led to the OYs getting involved, as they naturally picked the OG's side. Notti, DD, and other OYs would then drop a track titled 41K. Whilst this beef wouldn't lead to much violence in the streets, the OYs beef with 41 would later become very important in the story of Notti Osama, as the track 41K would really cement Notti as being extremely disrespectful. While his other tracks weren't free of disses by any means, this one took it to another level. In the song, Notti disses Lil TJ's dead best friend Smelly, calling him a who got killed for a bike. Apparently in 2016, Smelly sold a bike to a civilian, but later that day, he decided he wanted it back. Smelly, along with a couple of friends, then allegedly tried to take the bike back, starting a fight, which would end up with the civilian stabbing Smelly to death. Apparently Lil TJ was even there when this went down, and he would actually rap about this incident in his song No Escape from his True to Myself album, saying how he wished he could go back to that date because his friend would still be here. Sadly, Smelly wasn't the only dead op that Notti had dissed in 41K, as he would also take shots at dead YG's member Rajiz, saying they gonna do someone like Ra and leave him slumped in the whip. The meaning of this diss goes back to the summer of 2021, when the gang war in the Bronx was getting extremely heated, leading to several teenagers getting killed in just a few days' time. July the 7th, a 19-year-old aspiring rapper called Ty Swish, real name Tyquil Doherty, was fatally shot in the head. According to some news sources, one boy at the scene of the crime was a 13-year-old named Jarian Elliott, also known as J-Rip K, allegedly affiliated with Sevside. 4 days later, on July the 11th, J-Rip was shot and killed in broad daylight. Two boys were charged with the murder, 16-year-old Jahil Khalif and 18-year-old Justin Bays, and the police would state that the murder was revenge for the killing of Thai swish. But later that very same day, around 11:30 p.m, Rajiz, an 800 member, was sitting in a taxi, which would slow down to stop in traffic when suddenly two people on a scooter sped by and shot Ra in the head at point-blank range, killing him. Again, this murder was captured on camera. In the video, you can see Ra fall over to the side after being shot, which is what Notti would refer to when he said he would leave someone slumped in the whip like Ra. Once again, the murder was considered to be revenge killing, this time for the murder of J-Rip. Another important incident happened shortly before Notti's death, which was when a member of a gang called 700 from Washington Heights was jumped in broad daylight by OY members, with DD even posting the incident to his Instagram stories. But, as it would later turn out, this member would allegedly end up being the very person that would eventually take Notti's life.
Oh, nah. Yo.
On July the 9th, 2022, Notti Osama's street activity and dissing would finally catch up to him. At about 2 p.m, Notti would leave DD to meet two friends.
That's why I said, like, real shit. Still thinking, like, what if I stayed? Like, if I just stayed with him no time, he'll really be here today, no cap.
At 3 p.m, Notti and the two friends were walking at 137th and Broadway when they allegedly spotted the same member of 700, this member allegedly being a 15-year-old called K-Dot. Real name, Kelvin Martinez. They would follow him into a subway station. Notti would actually grab a broom, and he, along with his two friends, would corner K-Dot. They began attacking him before K-Dot actually pulled out a knife and stabbed Notti in the liver. Notti's friend then seemingly stabbed K-Dot with a sharp object before Notti actually pushed K-Dot onto the train tracks, but he was able to get up and escape before he was hurt, whilst Notti would unfortunately collapse on the subway staircase due to the stabbing and later pass away from his injuries. K-Dot was taken to hospital with injuries to his back and 2 puncture wounds to his hip, whilst K-Dot's mother then brought him to the NYPD later that day, and he was charged with second-degree murder, which the prosecutor would later change to first-degree manslaughter, but the charges would eventually be dropped. Unfortunately, a video of Notti's body being carried out the subway station was posted to social media, but is far too grisly to show you on YouTube. The local news would also report on the murder, capturing scenes of the police combing the crime scene with the subway station taped off.
14-year-old boy has died after being stabbed on the platform of a 1 train in Hamilton Heights. Police say it happened after some kind of altercation, and his attacker is still on the run.
Police say the 14-year-old victim was on the northbound platform inside the 137th Street City College train station when he was stabbed once in the abdomen.
Now, when I was in New York, I actually went to the location where Notti lost his life, and I'll be honest with you, it was chilling. It was very sad to imagine the events unfolding and just this tragic loss of life, you know, this very dark and negative energy between those young men that were caught up there that day. So I'm going to show you something that I recorded when I visited that location, and then we're going to continue with the story.
I'm here at 137th Street, City College Station, and this is the location where a young rapper by the name of Notti Osama was unfortunately stabbed to death at just age 14. And in the months that followed, he went on to be mocked mercilessly by his rivals in the New York drill scene, just going to show you how brutal this game could really get.
Since the incident, K-Dot has allegedly been making music under the artist name K-Dot Keep Clicking, dissing Notti in his music and on social media on numerous occasions. In his song Circus Part 2, he would rap about how he was looking for OYs to leave him on the steps, referencing how Notti would collapse by the stairway and how his dead body was then carried up the steps on camera. But the much more famous diss towards Notti would come from the 41 group, whom Notti had beef with earlier, even making the song 41K. As in October 2022, the group's rappers Kyle Rich, Tartar, and Jen Carter dropped their now infamous song titled Notti Bop. The song's lyrics were wall-to-wall filled with highly disrespectful bars about Notti, but it was the dance that the trio would do in the music video that really hurt people's feelings. Kyle Rich would describe this in the chorus, rapping how he's Notti bopping, punching his hips, with the dance actually being doing a stabbing motion from hip to hip. The music video essentially recreating the murder of Notti with a dance. The music video would soon get removed from YouTube, perhaps due to a copyright claim, as the song's beat uses a sample from the 2000s kids animated musical show The Backyardigans, or perhaps due to the song's subject matter. Wouldn't surprise me if it was taken down for violating some kind of policy on bullying. However, it was soon re-uploaded by other YouTube channels. The song, and particularly the dance associated with it, would blow up on TikTok, and soon everyone from teachers to cops to even NBA players were actually doing that dance, and not even knowing the disturbing background behind it. This brought a huge amount of attention to both Kyle Rich and his 41 group, but also Notti's brother DD Osama, who would also drop songs like Dead Ops, which also included a verse from his brother only a few days after Notti's death. The music video now having almost 30 million views. Meanwhile, after Notti Bop would go viral, the OYs actually fell out with the gang that they had followed into the beef with 41 in the first place, the OGs. Originally, after the Notti Bop came out, Char would say that he's beating anybody that he sees doing the Notti Bop, but at the beginning of 2023, Char himself would post a TikTok doing the Notti Bop, with the caption of the video being, "When we heard their smoking our dead. This left fans speculating that people from Sugar Hill had actually been sneak dissing dead OGs members. Not long after this, rapper Lefty Goon from the OGs would get on live and explain what had happened. According to him, OYs were chilling with people who were dissing Char EK and his gang.
Niggas that smoking our dead. And it's a couple over there that's not even jacking them, and y'all still glazing them.
This was seemingly true, as a Sugar Hill member was on live with a member from the Cortland gang from the South Bronx, and Cortland had been dissing a guy called Diddy, a dead OGs member. Char EK and Lefty then joined the live to confront the Sugar Hill member.
Like you super crazy though.
Bro, you not crazy. Bro, what?
Why you say how niggas fucking Diddy and Yellow? You
And y'all jack. Nigga, go fuck this. Y'all niggas jack.
You tracking that?
If you
jacking
that
niggas
that smoking, bro, niggas smoking, y'all niggas
You jacking that?
When I was like, get off my.
It's that fucking Diddy and Yellow. You said, yeah. You said, yeah. Took your. Let's link up.
The fuck, I was never like niggas linked up with them. Run them. I look. Come to the block right now, bro.
But why y'all sucking? Why y'all sucking it?
Why y'all sucking it? What y'all talking about?
Y'all not even linking that. Put on. We gonna bring it to y'all. What am I dead? Stop. What am I dead? Stop.
Although they were once all cool with each other, after Char EK did the Notti Bop, there was really no going back. The older brother of Notti and Didi, J-Star Baller, would then confirm that bridges were burnt by going on live and dissing 3 dead OGs members.
I know why they really mad. Yellow, Diddy, Noah. You lucky I can't smoke on this plane right now.
Didi would also go ahead and post that he was OG's K, confirming that the alliance was indeed dead. The internet beef would soon become very real in the streets too, when Char EK and other OGs would press a Sugar Hill member called YFT Sensei.
Close. Be media. Eyes closed. Look, why you running? He about to run. You
Now at this point, it was pretty much the OYs versus the whole city. The tensions were rising, and some of the older rappers in the game would try and calm down the situation. Young Costamado and Fabio Foreign urged 41 and Didi to squash their beef, pointing out that despite the tensions, no one had actually been harmed so far. Both groups had actually found success in music because of the rivalry, making it the perfect time to let it go and focus on their careers.
Didi, Osama, and 41 have been told by Young Costamado to end their beef after he posted a message to them on his story. He said that they all came up off it and that nobody got hurt since their beef was ignited. Fabio Foreign reposted it on his story as well, and then proceeded to upload a picture of him and Glorilla performing the popular ritual of dropping the rake. Glorilla then hopped on Facebook, typical, and made a statement saying that Fabio just told her to throw up his game. At this point, Fabio might as well drop an alphabet remix that goes ABCDFGDK. He has 2 more years to keep up with these type of shenanigans before we start treating him like Nicki Minaj's husband. Anyways, Kyle Rich responded, and he seems like he has no intentions of deading that beef with the OI. Little DD responded and is on the same timing as Kyle.
But unfortunately, this would do seemingly little to ease the tensions, and the dissing of Notti wouldn't only remain online, with an OG's member even dissing Notti in front of Didi at the airport.
Yo, Osama, copping in the airport, smoking mad naughty, suck my... Smoking your brother, you know what's going on, everything for Woo Lotti, smoking naughty, you not smoking on Woo. Pick your brother up, I would've crashed out, you heard? I'm a rapper too, you heard, but I really get active. I don't do what you do, and I'm on that with or without my mother, you heard?
On February the 26th, 2024, the Notti situation would get even worse for Didi, as he would allegedly reach out to work with his op, DThang, who is the YG's biggest rapper, perhaps in the hopes of actually getting everyone to focus on making money rather than continuing beefs. But DThang would take this as an opportunity to mock Didi and his dead brother, and he proceeded to use the incident as promo for a new track titled Drill Cappers, which referenced the DM in it, asking how is Didi texting and asking him for a feature when he knows that the YGs are smoking his brother, and to be extra petty, he would even use the DM in the cover art for the song. J-Star Baller would claim that it was Didi's social media team who sent the message and not Didi himself, but whoever sent the message didn't matter. The damage was already done to Didi's street credibility. Weeks later, on March the 17th, 2024, Didi would seemingly attempt to re-establish some of that credibility by pressing the controversial Kickstream Neon, who had hopped on the Notti Bop trend big time, doing the dance numerous times on camera.
Oh, you're from the Bronx? Oh. You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Wait, is it disrespectful to Notti Bop or no?
Oh, I don't condone those activities. I'm sorry. I don't smoke on nobody. Yeah.
Okay. 1 second.
Don't drop my shit.
Stay here.
What you said?
Naughty bopping. Punch in my head.
Okay, no. Sorry. I have to skip you. I'm sorry. Are you, wait, one question, stop, please. Stop, please, wait, one question, stop.
Neon had a face-to-face with DD during one of Neon's livestream sessions, but most people would seemingly think that DD was way too soft on him, considering that Neon seemed to enjoy dissing his dead brother.
Listen, I just want to tell you this, baby boy, you don't know where I come from. You not from the streets, baby boy. You was really a nerd, baby boy. You was really a nerd, baby boy.
Neon would actually seem to be looking around and not paying too much attention to what DD was saying.
I'm trying to tell you, look at me. I'm not looking at me.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm not trying to say nothing about you, but you not from the streets, baby boy.
Y'all go to the side right here, y'all.
So
y'all go right here. Y'all go to the side.
So come in.
My bad.
Baby boy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, why you not listening?
Sorry, my bad. I'm just nervous, bro. I'm sorry.
However, in the end, DD would force Neon to apologize to his mother and the rest of his family.
This is one of the beefs I wanted to clear, bro.
For your apology, you go apologize to my mom.
I apologize.
You say I'm sorry, Mama Osama.
I'm sorry, Mama Osama.
And say I'm sorry, DD brother.
I'm sorry, DD's brother.
And say I'm sorry, DD's sister.
I'm sorry, DD's sister.
And say I'm sorry, DD uncle.
I'm sorry, DD's uncle.
And say I'm sorry, DD's aunt.
I'm sorry, DD's aunt.
And say I'm sorry, DD's family.
I'm sorry, DD's family.
I love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
That was stir right there. That was stir.
Luckily for Neon, things ended there, but for some others, the Notti Bop has had some serious real-life consequences. A Sugar Hill member and friend of Notti called Sugar Hill SB was walking to school a week after the Notti Bop came out, but before he got to school, SB was spotted by a rival who started mocking him about the dance. A fight began, and SB would end up drawing a knife, stabbing the rival in the stomach, but thankfully, that boy survived. Things got so bad to the point where some began describing Notti as the New York version of Tuka, a now well-known 15-year-old GD from Chicago who was killed in 2011 and went on to be mocked mercilessly in countless Chicago drill songs by the likes of Chief Keef and King Von, and eventually by even rappers who had nothing to do with the gang war in Chicago. The music culture-focused magazine Pitchfork would publish a scathing article that slammed the Notti Bop dance trend titled "The Exploitation of New York Drill Hits a Disturbing New Low," saying that the Notti Bop actually represented the worst of New York drill, as well as comparing the New York drill scene to the original Chicago scene, pointing out that dissing the dead was nothing new in the genre. Yet something about the Notti Bop felt like things were turning for the worst, and that the exploitation was actually getting to be at a breaking point. Shortly thereafter, in January 2024, DThang, who had been caught up in the RPT's gang indictment from 2022, would be released from prison.
You know what's going on? You know what's going on? My heart.
And seemingly immediately signed to French Montana's Coke Boys label, as I would cover in one of my YouTube lives. So people, it's finally happened, okay? I was actually very, very excited to see the news coming out of the Bronx that Bronx rapper DThang G's from River Park Towers, RPT, my guy. All right, I'm a big fan of DThang G's. He's been released from prison, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm surprised. People were saying he was gonna be released, and then people were saying it's cap. But it's actually happened, people. Big DThang G's. So they're saying he signed to French Montana immediately after being released from jail. Now that's a good move, I ain't gonna lie. Coming straight out of jail and getting signed to French Montana. Now once released, DThang would quickly hop on the Notti Bop trend, releasing his song Char Char, which featured the Coke boy himself, French Montana, who is actually from the Mott Haven homes in the South Bronx, as well as his close friend Char G's. And in the song, DThang and Char G's would go back and forth, mixing the famous Char Char slide dance with the now infamous Notti Bop. Char G's verse in the song is also incredibly disrespectful. He starts the track rapping that he's smoking on E-Dot, a member of the OYs. He would then say that Notti got poked, asking why he didn't run, and interestingly, arguably a response to anyone that had made fun of Char G's for running from his ops in the past. Now interestingly, I actually did a vlog with Brandon Buckingham in New York, and we actually ended up going to the studio with Char G's himself, and Char actually played me this song before it was released, and we actually got into a pretty deep conversation about it, as at this point I'd been researching the Notti Bop pretty heavily, and I could kind of read between the lines in what he was saying in his lyrics, but not everyone necessarily could understand just how disrespectful he was actually being. So I decided at that point to just gently confront Char and ask him if he thought he could ever reach a point where he'd actually feel like he could grow out of dissing dead people on songs, because I felt like this was a really important, like a teachable moment to try and actually spread a positive message to a young drill rapper that's actually living this stuff in the moment. I felt like this was just an opportunity for me to actually intervene and maybe give him a little bit of positive reinforcement to draw him away from a potentially devastating scenario in his life. And his response was very interesting. You know, he broke it down to me. He said he understood where I was coming from, but that the really brutal dissing that was aimed at Woo Lotti and him made him feel like he had to get equally disrespectful back. And I do kind of respect that, but take a look at what he said himself and you can be the judge in the comments.
No, so Char G's has this unreleased song where they sampled the Cha Cha slide.
Bro, this is gonna be crazy. I feel like someone's needed to sample this for like 10, 20, I don't know how long this song's been out, but people have been dying for this. Why has no one done this?
Okay, move to the right. Trilly bop to the left.
They already got the whole dance.
And I poke him up. Like, turn this up.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Do you, like, bro, I'll keep it real with you, though. Do you feel like maybe the Notti Bop's a little too much? I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. Like,
For a song that's gonna be a hit.
I should have said Notti Bop one time, Notti Bop 2 times.
Bro, it's your art, innit? But I just feel like I almost just want to ask the question because it's almost like you're clearly as smart when it comes to your art and your writing, and you've created a song here that, like, bro, I could see like some grandparents dancing to this. You know what I mean? But it's just sometimes it's like some of that. It's like, does that feel like if people know the story, like they might be kind of like, damn, like, because it's almost like when that dance first came out, it was like super viral, but then, you know, it's almost like you're kind of bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? You ever feel like that?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like saying his name like fake too crazy, but like it like you should have seen the little snippet they posted the other day. But I don't want to post it right. I don't want to, for me, put it. But I ain't gonna lie. The other day, even when we had this, they just violated the other day. Like the other day, like they violated. Like they put like a little snippet, try to be funny and shit. So when this drop, I don't really care about nobody. I know it's gonna go up. They got no choice but to play it on the radio. Like that's gonna go too viral. Like,
but the thing is, that's the thing, bro. Like you're living it. You're going through that. You got people that are dissing you. So if that's your art and that's your expression, you got to do it your way. But it's almost like it just makes you want to ask the question. You clearly know how to make a hit record now, right? Like you've had songs you're getting hundreds of millions of views on, right? But like, you know how to make a hit record. Could you imagine getting to a place in your career where you feel like you could do the music and just not even worry about the dissing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like fake after this song type shit. Recent songs that I had dropped, I ain't really been dissing. So like, I feel like this probably the only song right now out of 2024 that I got really as dissing. Cause I ain't like a couple of songs that I got unreleased, not really dissing. Like they more of like on some calm shit. Talk about for me like the females, the money and the shit.
I feel like the song you just played me, bro, like the way that it's just like a hit and it's fun, like you dancing and you being yourself, bro. I feel like when people get to know your personality, like you're gonna just keep rising so fast, because I feel like people get to know you like that, bro. I'm trying to just hear more, bro. That was so fire, honestly, bro. That was just so hard, man. Honestly, sick.
A month after that song, DThang and Char Char would collab again on the remix of Swing It by Von off 1700, and in the track, DThang would rap about E-Dot, saying that he did it to himself. He would also say that Notti died, dissing with his twin, meeting Dee. Char Char would also diss the murdered 13-year-old J Rip, who was allegedly affiliated with Sevside, saying how he got shot and he was screaming like he needed help. Notti dissing was also nothing new for Char Char, as he's been dissing Notti relentlessly for some time now, like in his more recent song OYK, where the music video starts off with one of Char Char's associates seemingly calling Notti on the phone, while Char would start his verse off by saying Notti went out and asking why his brother Dee has Char's name in his mouth, as well as saying that a YG's member called Nesty is going to do the ops like Notti. Unfortunately, the Notti Bop was just one of several dark trends to emerge from this New York gang war, as rapper D Bills, who is closely affiliated with the rap group 41, linked up with Kyle Rich alongside brothers KJ Swervo and Kai Swervo to drop their new song Beckham. This song is undoubtedly a hit, as on TikTok there are over 268,000 posts using this song, but more specifically, opening lines of this song that are typically used in the TikTok videos where D Bills raps, Ray Mack got hit in the back of his melon. The song's anthemic sound would inspire people to pair this part of the song with simple dance moves, like showing them beating their chests or running in slow motion, but little do most of these creators know that this trend has a very dark undertone to it, as Ray Mack, also known as Ray Piz, is in fact a very real person who ultimately lost his life in a senseless act of violence. Ray Mack was from RV or RVTL gang, who were mainly located in the Roosevelt Houses projects in Brooklyn. After his death, members of his set actually made a tribute song to him titled Forever Ray Piz. Allegedly, Ray's RV gang is known to beef with the 4100 block, which D Bills and Kyle Rich rep, and the rumors and lyrics surrounding his death suggest that he was set up or backdoored, which is something that the 41 rappers would make fun of relentlessly in their song, with KJ Swervo rapping that Ray Mack died on some backdoor stuff, and later in the song, Kai Swervo would also say that Ray Mack was lined up trying to link with a smoochie, slang term for a girl, which has a similar undertone as the famous Chicago slang term thought. Kyle Rich would also join in on the disrespect towards Ray Mack, simply saying that this is what the Ray Mack do, but sadly, this trend is only picking up steam, especially after someone posted a video of Rick Rick Ross dancing with the song edited into the background. Obviously, this trend went far outside the city of New York, eventually reaching Chicago artist Von Off 1700, who would actually show love for the song, leading to Ray Mac's friend Siggy Sev being clearly unhappy about this, and ultimately hopping on Instagram Live with Von Off 1700, with the two going back and forth, and Siggy Sev eventually banning Von Off 1700 from New York.
The whole world singing this song. How you mad I sung it though?
New York not, yo. The New York not going that crazy. That's what I say. The town not going crazy. You just outside looking in, trying to get cool or whatever you doing. Like, come on, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a hit though.
It could be cool, but listen, my real ops not playing like that. You
ain't saying
y'all,
I don't get no about your ops. Look, my ops be dying. So one just died. The other day hit the melon. Look, one of them just got hit in the melon. So I don't really give a about what Ray Mac got going on with any of that. I'm gonna keep singing the song. I'm gonna keep singing the song. I'm gonna keep coming to New York. I gotta come back to New York. Look, they said you can't even ban me from New York.
A few moments later, Von would set down his phone to sing the lyrics to Beckham whilst hitting a New York drill-inspired dance move.
New York, right?
And finally came with the fellas.
You doing clown?
Von would then tell Siggy Sev to go get back for Ray Mac before flexing money on him.
Sound good, man. Like,
but you should be trying to go get back for Ray Mac, but you arguing.
They kill him.
Look, do you matter who kills you? Go kill everybody.
The day after this Instagram Live, Siggy Sev would do an interview with P Films, where he would explain why he went off on Von.
Siggy, you get on live with him. You know, I guess you didn't appreciate what he was doing. Now, what was the thoughts when you seen him do what he did?
Bro, like when I seen that, I wasn't even going to react, honestly, for me, but it just, he was going mad hard with it, like he was going too crazy, like, you talking on bro, like, you obviously know the situation, so you asking, why you worrying about what we got going on? Like, you all the way in Chicago, for me, and you worrying about what's going on in New York, gang. Like, we not even, like, we don't even know your ops. We don't even know nothing about you, gang. Like, we just know you rapping, bro. Like, you riding the ops, gang. Like, who do that, gang?
Siggy also clarified that him banning Von from New York probably won't stop him from going to studios, but he won't dare step foot in the streets.
The whole ban is, like, bro, he know what's up, bro. I'm from Brooklyn, gang. For me, I'm from Brooklyn, bro. You know what's up, bro. Not coming over here, dropping location, really there, doing that, bro. Nick, bro, for me, he's in the door, so it's like, Nick, gonna come to studios, and for me, like, yo, bro, like, yes, bro, like, let's not act crazy, like, not going, yeah, for me, but not gonna really touch the towns. And
eventually, D-Bills would drop a remix to this song Beckham, which actually featured Von Off 1700. In Von's verse, he would flex the fact that he was in New York after Siggy Sev told him that he was banned. A few lines later, he would also diss Ray Mac, saying F Ray Mac, and telling him to eat a Frank, this being a reference or a Frankfurter sausage. It's kind of sad, because joking aside and dissing aside, music is clearly a true calling for some of these talented young men. However, at its core, this is murder music, and ultimately it would be tragic to keep seeing young men losing their lives to senseless street violence that surrounds the genre of rap. Whilst many of these rappers are often extremely young themselves, the truth is that an even younger, more impressionable generation is watching closely, listening to every word and observing every move, just like the current New York City rappers would do with the original Chicago drill scene when they were younger. Like DThang G's, whose artist name is actually an homage to Chicago drill, where there have been at least 2 famous gang members affiliated with Chicago drill called DThang, one who founded the infamous 600 set, and the other being Lil Durk's late brother OTF DThang. This name apparently being given to DThang G's by his friend, who is actually a big fan of Chicago drill.
So how did you come up with the name DThang?
I was young, I was in school. My son, he gave me the name. He fake was naming all of us, but I ain't know like he was naming us over like the Chicago. I ain't know that. After I told him, like years after I got my name in Shamla and shit, so I'm like, what the f***? Why you gave me that name? He was like, cuz nigga, Chicago and the gang. Like, oh, you got me, damn. Yeah, that's what he said, but he gave it to me like that.
It's clear that the influence from years of Chicago drill and gang politics left a mark on the modern day New York drill scene, and this generation that currently hold the crown in the scene themselves most certainly inspired the next generation. But what's truly strange is the fact that these drill rappers are getting younger and younger, from young adults to teenagers and now pre-teen drill rappers.